Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can squeeze every bit of performance out of your Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge phone. So let's get started. So first things first, let's have a little talk. Now if you have the Snapdragon variant of the phone, then obviously your phone will be slower than the Exynos variant of the phone. This is because the Exynos processor is an 8-core CPU. It's an octa-core processor basically, while the Snapdragon 820 processor on the other hand only has 4 cores, so it's a quad-core CPU basically. Having more cores means better multitasking, better performance. Basically speaking, everything is 2 times faster and better than a quad-core CPU. Even the Exynos processor's clock speed is also a bit higher than the Snapdragon's.
But I still don't know how the Snapdragon 820 processor managed to get a higher and better total score than the Exynos 8890 processor in AnTuTu benchmark.
Why did we buy the Snapdragon variant, man? Okay, enough talking, let's take some action on this.
Okay, so before we do this, once reflash the firmware on your phone. If you don't know how to reflash the firmware on your phone, I have made a video on how to do it. You can check it out. I'll leave the link in the description down below. So once you reflash the firmware, you need to also debloat your phone. Again, if you don't know how to do it, I have made a video on how to do it. I'll leave the link in the description for that as well. You can check it out. So once you finish these two, the reinstallation of the firmware and also debloating your phone, then you can come here and we can proceed. Have at least 80% battery in your phone, and first let's head over to a PC to download some files. You can download the files in your phone as well. Okay, so first up we need to download these 3 files. So head over to the links in the description down below and we'll be taken to these pages. So scroll down a bit. First up, let's download AppOps. Just click on the download button over here. Click on GitHub. And then scroll down and download the latest version. The latest version is 9.0.7. So you need to just click on that and the download will start. Once you download that, we need to also get the Shizuku app as well. So again, come to the same page, come to the Shizuku app section and then press the download button over here. GitHub release. And again download the latest one. Just click on this and the download will start. I'm not gonna download anything as I have already downloaded everything. And next up is the FDE AI application. Again, come to this page. Head over to the releases page and then here scroll down and download the latest version. So as of recording this video, the latest version is 25.07.6. Scroll down and here click on this and the download will immediately start. You also need to install ADB on your PC as well. There's 2 methods to install ADB. One is you need to download all the files and add them to the path. Where you go to the view advanced system settings page and go to environment variables and then click on path. The other one is like a setup.exe thing. You just download the setup and install it and you will get like a shortcut on your start menu to run the ADB terminal right from the start menu. I prefer this one, so I'm quickly gonna show you how to set this up. So first up, scroll down and you will come to the download section and then choose according to your platform. Mine is Windows, so I'm gonna choose Windows. Scroll down, hit the checkbox over here, click on the download button, and once that is downloaded you can exit out of your browser. So first what we need to do is we need to extract the files. So I'm just gonna right click and click on extract here. Open the folder, click over here on this empty space, and as you can see the directory will automatically get highlighted. All you need to do is just copy it. Next, go to your Windows search bar, type in view advanced system settings, open that, click on environment variables, double click on path, click on new and then paste the directory which we copied earlier. Then just click anywhere on an empty space, click OK. Okay, and that is it. You have installed ADB and fastboot on your PC. Okay, once you do that, you need to copy over these 3 APKs to your phone. Let me connect my phone real quick. Okay, I'm gonna put those APKs in my internal storage download folder. Just drag and drop them over here. Okay, once that is done, I can eject my phone. Okay, so before we do anything, let's clear the cache. Let's clear the cache partition of the phone. To do that, first switch off your phone. So once your phone is completely switched off, we need to boot the phone into the recovery mode. To boot it into recovery mode, you need to press and hold the volume up button, the home button and the power button. So I'm gonna have to use 2 hands for this. I'm gonna keep the mic down now and do it. Once it says recovery booting on the top left corner, you can let go of the buttons. So yeah, once it says recovery booting on the top left corner, you can let go of the buttons. Now we wait for the phone to boot into the recovery mode. Okay, so once you are in the recovery mode, you need to navigate using the volume buttons. So navigate and highlight wipe cache partition. Why is the camera not focusing? Hold on a second. Okay, so using the volume buttons, once you highlight the wipe cache partition option, you need to press the power button to select. Again, highlight yes using the volume buttons. To select, you need to press the power button. And as you can see over here on the bottom, it says cache wipe complete. I don't know why it's not focusing properly. So yeah, once it says cache wipe complete, you need to just highlight reboot system now. It's already highlighted, and you can just press the power button. And that is how you clear the cache partition. Now we wait for the phone to reboot. Okay, so once your phone is back on, you need to install the 3 APKs which we copied over to the phone earlier. So as you can see, it's over here. First up, let's install Shizuku. Once that is done, hit on done. Next up, let's install AppOps. Once that is done, next finally let's install the FDE AI application. Okay, once that is installed, you can go back to the home screen. And now first we need to open the Shizuku app, and you need to tap on view command. So yeah, if you have the Exynos variant of the phone, you can easily root the phone, and you can also give root privilege to the Shizuku app. But mine is the US model Snapdragon phone running the Indian CSC, so I can't root this phone, so I'm gonna have to resort to using the ADB method. So to view the ADB command, you need to select on view command over here, and then here you can either type by looking at it. Obviously that's gonna take a long time, so I'm just gonna send it to my PC through Bluetooth. Okay, so I just sent the command to my PC through Bluetooth, so let's head over to our PC to run the command. Okay, so with your phone connected to the PC, you need to open up CMD in your PC, type in ADB devices, hit enter, give it a second. Okay, once it says device over here, that means your device is properly detected by the ADB tool. So open the copied file over here where the command is stored. So just hit Ctrl A, Ctrl C, and then close the browser, type in the command over here. And as soon as I press enter, and after a few seconds, it should say Shizuku is running in the application. So let me hit enter now. And as you can see, it's saying Shizuku is running over here. So that means Shizuku is probably turned on. Okay, so once it says Shizuku is running, we are good to go. And keep in mind guys, every time you restart your phone or you switch off your phone and turn it back on, you need to run that command again, because Shizuku will be turned off. So to turn it on again, you need to run the command each and every time you restart your phone or you completely switch off and turn on your phone. Okay, once that is done, you can close this app. And to prevent it from closing, you can go to device maintenance, go to battery, and then you can put it in the unmonitored apps list over here. You can do that afterwards. And next what you need to do is you need to go to AppOps application, tap on Shizuku mode. Again, if you have root on your phone, you can use the root method. Tap on allow all the time, and let me turn on the dark mode first. Okay, so here you need to click on the 3 lines over here, show system framework apps. And now what we need to do here basically is we need to turn off, like restrict the apps from running in the background, or you can turn off the wake logs of that specific application, which is any app which is causing too many wake logs, any app which is running in the background using a lot of resources. So we can turn off that over here. Okay, so my preferred apps to turn off the wake log and restrict them from running in the background is, first one is the Android system app. In S7 Edge running Android Oreo, there's a bug where this will continuously cause wake logs and keep running in the background. So as you can see, because it's a system app, I can't turn off the wake logs, but I can restrict it from running in the background. So yeah, I can turn off that. So run in background off. And next one I would like to target is the play services. So let's type in play services. Scroll down. Yeah, keep awake. So as you can see, it says wake lock over here. We're gonna tap on ignore, and also let's not allow this to run in background. Come back again, do the same thing for Google Play Store. Keep awake, no. Run in background, no. So like this, any apps which you know which cause too many wake locks or keep running in the background using more resources, you can limit them through this. So if you know any apps which use a lot of resources and also cause a lot of wake locks, you can comment them down below, the application names from your experience, what apps cause a lot of wake locks or using a lot of resources in the background. So you can do that. So yeah, like this you need to limit the apps. So the apps which is causing a lot of wake logs running in the background using a lot of resources, so you can restrict them over here. Once you do these on your desired apps, you can exit out of this application. Next up, let's open FDE AI. You need to tap on accept over here. We're gonna be doing the Shizuku method on my phone. If you have root access installed on your phone, you can tap on root, but I don't have root installed on my phone, so I'm gonna do the Shizuku method. Allow all the time, allow the permission over here, come back. Okay, Shizuku is set up and you're ready to go. Let's tap on the run button. Okay, this is the change log. Oh yeah, see, so it's saying that you are using Shizuku mode to keep the app working well. Please disable auto kill for Shizuku and FDE AI. So you can do that afterwards or you can do it now. And again, this is some premium stuff and everything. Let me first put it on the dark theme. Okay, so as you can see over here, it's saying that please give me some time to adapt on your system. Now you can wait for some time until it adapts, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna show you everything what you need to do over here. So first up is app profiles. Again, this is the same like app ops, I think, but with better options. For that you need to get the premium one, even the monitoring as well, so you need to get the premium one for that. So let's head over to battery over here, and here I think power save mode and data saver, you can turn it off if you want more performance. And as you can see, you also get emergency cooldown and everything. You can come back. So first up, let's put this AI mode to performance. So tap on that, tap on performance. As you can see, it's gonna restart the AI thing. Once you do that, you can come back, and now you need to wait until it says performance in the AI active tab. Okay, once it says performance, you need to head over to the cleaning tab first. So let's just once say clean RAM and everything. Okay, once that is done, you can tap on close. Again, you can clean cache over here. It's gonna clear all the apps cache, and it is done. So yeah, before we do the major thing over here, I want to show you how slow Google Maps is, and I think it might get a little bit faster. So as you can see, okay, so now let's say I want to go to the airport. I'm in a hurry, so yeah, let's start that scenario. Oh no, I need to go to the airport. Come on, open up maps, open up quickly. Oh, where's the search bar? Come on, terminal 2. Yes. Fast, come on. Oh no, my flight is almost leaving. No, what? When is this gonna load? Come on, man. Oh, directions, come on. Start location, Rajaji Nagar. Quickly. Where's the keyboard? Yeah, Rajaji Nagar. Let's go. Quickly. Oh no, my flight is going. Oh no. My flight is going. Oh no. Where is the start button? Oh no, it's so laggy. Which way should I go? Okay. Oh no, I missed my flight. Oh no. So yeah, let's not let that happen again. So yeah, now let's do the major thing, which is the clearing the ART cache. So yeah, once you do all the cleaning stuff over here, you need to come back, go to extra optimization tab over here. As you can see, optimize system by recompiling ART cache for performance. But this uses more internal memory and trim the file system to improve memory performance. So yeah, this is the main thing which I wanted to show you. And again, this is going to take a lot of time, so you better have at least 80% battery. So let's tap on run. I'm going to reduce the brightness a little bit so that it does not completely drain the battery. Okay, now I'm going to tap run. Okay, as you can see, optimizing ART cache may take time and cause device lag and overheat continue. So yeah guys, if you're using your phone in a case, it's better to remove from the case. As you can see, it mentions that it can overheat, so you don't want all the heat getting trapped inside the case. So just until this procedure finishes, you can remove the phone's case and run this thing. So yeah, let's tap OK, and now we just have to wait until it completes. So yeah, now it's just a waiting game. Just leave it. It might take, I don't know, half an hour or 1 hour, I don't know properly. So just leave it, and let's see the result after it completes. Okay, so finally it is finished. As you can see, the charge, we went from 81% to 29%, so we lost 52% of battery, and that's why I told you to at least have 80% of battery before you start this procedure. So yeah, next what you need to do is you need to tap on close, and you need to restart your phone. Don't restart your phone yet, let your phone completely cool down. So just let it for some time, let it cool down, then we can restart the phone. Okay, now the phone is cooled down. Let's give it a restart. Okay, now everything is done. So now let's try that airport scenario again. Okay, so ready, 3 2 1. Oh no, I need to get to the airport quickly. I need to get to the airport. Come on. Quickly, search bar, terminal 2. Yes. Let's go, directions. And yes, looks like I'm about to make it. Oh yes, Rajaji Nagar, let's go. And let's hit the preview. Okay, so which way should I go? Okay, it's this way. Oh, look at that, it's so smooth. Oh yes, okay, I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna reach my flight in time. So yeah guys, like you saw, the overall speed is like a bit increased, like especially the Google Maps app, because Google Maps app is like it uses all the resources. It uses your GPS, your sensors, and your network as well. So yeah, as you can see, I've closed all the recent apps. I'm gonna open maps, and you see how quickly it loads up. So previously it was not loading up this quickly. So I think the speed has actually increased, and as you can see how smooth it is. Let me try to zoom out. Not much lag. Let me zoom into like a city. So yeah, you can see the lag is not there, minor lags, but as soon as like 2-3 seconds, the lag is going away, as you can see. So yeah guys, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And I also wanted to show you about the storage. So yeah, before doing this I had 19 GB of free space. I think 19 or 18 GB of free space, I don't know properly. So now it's at 15 GB of free space. So that means that it utilized 4 gigabytes. So yeah, you're gonna lose 4 GB of space when you run this process. And yeah, I think the performance also is actually really good. Apps are opening really quickly, not like before. They used to be slow and all those. So yeah guys, this is how you somehow try and get maximum performance out of your Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge phone. Not only this method works on this phone, this method works for every phone. So if you're facing any lagging issue in your old phone or something like that, you can try doing this method on the stock ROM. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.